Hey guys, it's Limbo. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a new kind of cut commentary where I just basically talk about stories that has happened in my life and like stuff that's happened. Um, and I just play video games while doing that. And I hope you guys enjoy. I thank you guys for all the love and support recently, and yeah, guys, enjoy. And my first ever year in public schools was in 7th grade, and we had the grade above, like people that sold drugs, did drugs, and all that. And luckily, like my grade wasn't really like a part of that. As the year goes on, we start to get rumors about a field trip, and field trips don't really happen in high school at all. So we ended up going to it was basically a place, a lake that was surrounded by cabins, just like 30 to 50 cabins, right? And the whole like all the people in my class stayed in those cabins. We sign up for the field trip, do all like the sign up forms, and the day that the field trip happens, I will never forget this. The day the field trip happens, they decide to like search everybody's bags and stuff because of the problem with the 8th graders that were above us, because for like the drugs and jewels and all that and smoking. And we got checked out. I got checked out. Like, I handed the lady my bag. I have my Nintendo DS, my phone, I have all my games and all that stuff. And the lady is like really old, like probably like in her mid 50s and like early 60s, right? She gives me a long pause. She looks at me. She looks inside the bag. She looks at me, stares down into my eyes, and she asks me like what the fucking Nintendo DS was. And she thought it was like some device that I could smoke out of and stuff. She's looking at me, questioning me like, "Oh, what is this?" Prior to like going there, like they had a set amount of rules like that you couldn't do, and like I guess video games wasn't on that like rules, but like she was having a bad day, I guess, and she got pissed off, and like she didn't want me to go with the Nintendo DS. She like brought out like individuals that like making sure everything goes correctly. With that, she's like, "Oh no, this boy should not be having a video game device on a exploration learning trip." That's what they were calling it, because in the field trip they gave us set schedules on things that we wanted to do. You could fish, you could do all that, like basically things that are with like lodges and like that kind of like sort of area. But we get our schedules, and we have these set cabins and like these chaperones, and you're in certain groups of like I'd say like three to four. My friend Kenneth was in there. Like my whole group was all my friends. I have my friends Matt, Kenneth, Aria, and some new dude. I don't really remember, but sitting in the fucking corner. It's basically that group, and it's Kenneth's dad as a chaperone, and we're just like, there's about like I'd say 2 to 3 buses that all the students are on. And when we get to the like actual place, it's super scuffed. There's another school leaving, and we're entering in, and like there's so many buses. This one half of the other school that was leaving got into one of our buses by accident and thought that it was their bus. It was super scuffed. After like an hour, probably an hour and 30 minutes of just trying to find, everybody trying to regroup and find their chaperones in new groups, everybody's finally settled, and we meet at this main lodge that they call the main lodge, and we all meet there. We all talk about rules and like what we have to do, what we can't do, like just to set ground rules again, because the school doesn't want anything bad happening, or they're gonna pay. With that, after they basically explain like all the rules, and they basically say you guys have an hour and 30 minutes to do whatever you want, just make sure to go to your lodges and get ready for like for your day. If I have videos and like pictures, I'll definitely pull them up. But basically we do all of our set schedules, but since we're staying there for about a night, we all meet up back in our cabin, and we don't know what to do. And obviously, with it being a field trip, we're not here to actually like listen and really care about what the school has to say. The cabin that's next to us, so it's a 2x2 cabin. There's one half, like it's a huge house, but it's like split into 2 cabins. The cabin next to us is like really funny guys, shout out to them, but they're like, "Yo, it's at night, we're not supposed to go out as well." That's the big part of the story, and you're not allowed to go outside at all after a certain amount of time. So it's about like 7 p.m. and after like 7 p.m. you're not allowed to go out. You know, a couple hours pass by, we don't know what to do, and at 8 p.m. like you can just talk to the other people in the cabin and like the other rooms or other groups that are next to you. We talk to them and they're like, yo, you know what I'm saying, like at 10 p.m. we're gonna blow this joint, right? And they reveal to us what they had, bro, and what they had was the funniest shit ever. Like it created so many problems, but it was so funny. They revealed to us that they had, I'd say, like 3 to 4 bags full of firecrackers. They show us like at 10 p.m. man, you guys gotta come out. We're gonna sneak out, blow this joint up. We're gonna make fun of the school and do all that. We didn't expect how big it really was gonna get, because this field trip caused a whole, like, I'd say like a 3-day worth problem for the school and its entire staff. You know, time passes by, it hits 10 p.m. The 2 groups sneak out. So it's my group and the other group that was next to us, the other cabin that was next to us. We're visiting other cabins, and because, you know, like social media and like Snapchat and Instagram, we're texting all of our like other friends of ours and like, yo, where you guys at? We're gonna pull up. We pull up to every guy's cabin. So every guy except for like the really strict people are outside, bro. Are outside wandering around the whole like place. In the woods. It was crazy. We all sneak out. It's like 11. It's like 10 to 11. We're all sneaking out, just like fucking around, walking as a huge ass group. Like, I'd say there's probably like over at least 100 kids, probably like 90, 100. The other cabin that we were originally with finally reveals that to the other people, the other boys and the other chaperones, that they have firecrackers, and we're gonna like fool around with the other guys that, you know, didn't want to come out or couldn't come out, and we're gonna mess with the teachers. So we're walking around, and we mistaken this area for it being guys when it was actually for girls. So we go to our first house. This Asian kid's mom, right? She opens up the door. She's like, why are you guys all out here? Because there's only 3. There's only 3 kids that are like representing and like saying what's up. And it's my friend Kenneth and 2 other people. So they had the firecrackers in their hand, and the lady opens up the door, asks us like, yo, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, oh, and like she asks us this, what lodge are you from? And, you know, for us being little shitheads and just joking around on a fucking field trip, we say, oh, we're from cabin 99, and the cabins only go up to like 45, right? And she already knows that we're bullshitting and just fucking around. She's like, oh no, there's no cabin 99, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna report you to, you know, the principal and the teachers. You know, she's calling security. As she's closing the door, like, she walks back into the room. She's like, I'm calling. She like shows them that they're calling the principal and other teachers. And as she's doing that, she closes the door, and my friend says, he like in his mind he says, fuck it, I'm gonna throw a firecracker. He throws it in there, it gets in, and during that time that like that whole conversation where we like knock at the door, there's a girl taking a shower and girls like finishing up their showers and drying up, and when he throws it, you know, it goes off. The girl in the shower apparently walked out, ran out screaming. Everybody was, you know, scared for their lives because they didn't know what the fuck it was, and nobody was expecting it because it was late at night. And after we saw what happens, we're all hiding behind trees. We're like wondering, well, what the hell's happening? What are they doing? We hear the pop, and they instantly start running out. The 3, Kenneth and the other 2 guys, start running out. And so there's about 90 to 100 kids that are running from one way from another, and we all split into small ass groups, probably like groups of 10, right? And there's like groups of people like all split out around the whole place in the woods. And as soon as this happened, like I say 5 minutes after we're all running, somebody says like, oh yo, there's teachers from this way, and it's complete darkness. There's no lighting to the whole place at all. And I think it's like about an hour of school staff members, the principal waking up, and like the places, like, you know, people and employees waking up to get us, you know, back into our cabins, right? So after like an hour of just hiding and running, now the teachers and the staff and the employees are finally set up to, like, you know, catch these kids. So It takes about like another an hour for them to actually catch all of us, but we as a group all met up again at the main lodge, and it's these two main lodges that are like I said, like 20-30 feet away from mine. So we walk over there, you know, we're on the balcony. I'll have a video up because I definitely think I have one from my old Snapchat account.
Oh, this is a chill, man. Wait, who are you guys? Yo, man. Yo, we fuck shit up, you know what I'm saying? Look at this, bro.
Basically, you know, we're all on top of this balcony yelling, "Oh, free this guy!" You know what I'm saying? Free this, you know what I'm saying? And we start doing chants and shit, and then they finally find out where we were, and they start going there. And then as soon as we see the first teacher, bro, the whole shit broke down, bro. I'm like, "Yo, guys, I'm about to go to the bathroom." And when I'm taking a shit, I kid you not, bro. You can ask my friends that were there. When I'm taking a shit, the principal of the school walks into the cabin, and everybody's basically like, it's basically the whole thing's getting shut down, basically. And everybody goes back to their cabins, and I'm still in the bathroom of the other people's cabin, my friend's cabin, and I'm taking a shit while the principal there. And the principal's like, you know, this is so disrespectful, blah 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 blah. This is, you know, this is bullshit. You know, all of our staff and employees are getting sleep while you guys are fooling around, causing havoc to the whole place, and giving these people a job at night when they should be resting. And, you know, he's just blabbing on, and I'm just taking a shit during the whole thing, bro. And he leaves, right? And I have to go back to my cabin without getting caught. And you know how I said earlier that, you know, for about an hour, it took them about an hour to get set up and find out where people were and, like, find all of us? After I'm done taking a shit, I get out of there, and I'm like, "Yo, bro, the whole thing got shut down while you're taking a shit." And I'm like, "What?" I was so in such disbelief because I didn't know what to say. And I'm like, "Okay, I gotta go then." And they're like, "Yeah, man, you gotta go. We're sorry, bro. We're not trying to get like in trouble, like deal with the principal and all that." And I'm like, "Okay, I got you guys." So I exit out, and as soon as I step out, bro, there's a teacher, my math teacher, is sitting outside looking for kids. He sounded so pissed off. I felt so bad, but like at the time I'm like, dude, holy shit, bro, there's no way we actually did this. And I walk out and I'm like, fuck, bro, where do I actually go? Like, where is there to go? I'm on the balcony. I sneak down all the way to the stairs, and there's this bush on my right. I'll never forget this. I sit in this bush. I'm like, bro, I'm so fucked, dude. And I sit at the bush for about 15 to 20 minutes complimenting life. Like, bro, what the fuck's gonna happen to me, bro? I'm just worrying about, like, oh, what's gonna happen to me or the people that were already caught. Because there are about, like, 15 kids that were caught. I'm so scared. And, like, after 20 minutes of just, like, thinking about it, I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'm just gonna go outside and try to sneak back into my cabin, which is 20 to 30 feet away. But the guy's in the middle, so it's so hard. I'm like, oh, fuck it, man. I'm like, yo, Mr. So-and-so. I'm not gonna reveal his name. Mr. So-and-so. You know, sorry, I sneaked out too, you know, sorry about that. I really feel bad. It's like, oh no, it's like, oh no, I mean, it's disrespectful and disgraceful that you guys did that to us, but it's all good. Just next time, you know, next year, don't do it. He walks me aside and he's like, you know what, stand here. And the principal from the left, out of the darkness, bro, his entrance to that, bro, was like he came from the dark, risen from like the fucking grave or some shit. Right? And he walks out, he's like, okay, these are all the kids. He brings up 2 more kids with him. And so we're all lined out outside, and everybody who's like surrounding us, like, are in cabins. There's 4 total cabins, right? 2 houses that's split in the middle. And they're all looking at us. My cabin is basically like 5 feet away now. And I'm getting talked down by the principal. He's like, all right, everybody here, go back to your cabin right now. You know, we're all gonna report you, put these on your cards, you know, tell your parents. I go back to my cabin, right? The principal comes out of nowhere inside our cabin. He talks to us because my cabin and the other cabin that had the firecrackers were snitched on, basically. He's like, you know, what you 2 cabins did was absolutely unacceptable. And after he leaves, I'm like, what the fuck happened? The whole thing just got shut down. It was really crazy. yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. And drop a like if you guys want more. And peace.